Hello, welcome to Prajim Technologies. I'm Venkat. This is part 4, built-in string type in C Sharp. In part 3, we have seen the other built-in data types like Boolean, integral, floating types, and decimal data type. Okay, in this session, we'll be looking at string types. From part 1, we have already seen, we have already been working with strings. For example, we have printed a string welcome to C Sharp training, and we also have accepted some input from the user and then concatenated that with the hello word and output to the screen. So in this session we will see the string type and various things that we need to keep in mind when working with strings. Okay, escape sequences, verbatim literals, etc. All right, let's get into the demo. Okay, so in C Sharp, a string is basically enclosed within double quotes. So double quotes basically have a special meaning. In C Sharp, they are used to indicate the beginning and end of a string. For example, if I have to store the name of a person, then probably I will have to use a string variable name equals whatever is the name of the person. For example, let's say Prajim. So now this double quote here indicates the beginning of the string. This double quote indicates the end of the string. Now, if I want to print the string, I can do console.writeLine and the name of the person. So what is this going to do? It's going to print that string. So if I go ahead and run that, so it prints that screen. Now let's say I want this name. Okay, now when I run this program, look at that word Prajim. It's not within quotes. For example, I want the word Prajim, even the double quotes to be printed. How do I do that? If I put another double quote here, look at this. This indicates the beginning and end of a string. So this is like, what is this Prajim? It's outside of double quotes now. So that's why double quotes has a special meaning. If you want to output double quote, in the sense if you want to print the double quote itself, then there is a separate way to do that using something called escape sequence. In C Sharp, the escape sequence character is backslash. For example, in this particular example, double quote has a special meaning, but I want the double quote to be treated as any other printable character. And to do that, we make use of this escape sequence character, which in C Sharp is backslash. Okay, so if I want to print double quote, what I need to do is I need to prepend that with a backslash. And the moment I do that, look at that, that red squiggly is gone. Now this backslash tells to the C Sharp compiler, okay, whatever precedes me, treat that as a regular printable character, even if it has got special meaning with C Sharp compiler. Okay, so escape sequence, there are some characters that have special meaning within C Sharp. In that case, we can use these escape sequences to treat them as normal printable characters. Similarly, there are some non-printable characters. For example, you know, a line feed or a carriage written. Okay, so if you want to print or if you want to specify those non-printable characters within a string, again, you make use of escape sequences. Okay, let's complete this example first. I want the Prajim word to be within double quotes. So what I can do, I can escape the double quote with a backslash. And now if I go ahead and run this program, look at that. Prajim is surrounded by double quotes as expected. So there are different escape sequence characters within C Sharp. And if you want to have a look at them, look at MSDN article, there are different escape sequence characters. For example, if I want a string within single quotation mark, then I would say backslash single quote. Or if I want a new line character after every word that I print, then I use backslash. And let's do an example with this new line character so that you understand that better. So for example, I want to print 1, 2, 3 in 3 different lines. Okay, now to do that, I can make use of this backslash n, because If you look at this one, \n is the new line character. So what am I doing here? I have this string. So instead of wasting time in typing, I have already copy pasted that. So 1 \n is a new line character. So it comes to the next line. 2 and new line. 3 and new line. So if I go ahead and run this program now, 1, 2, and 3 will be coming in their own lines. So though they are in the same line here, \n has a special meaning, which means it's a new line character. It won't be printed \n. Instead, a new line character will be printed. That's why 2 comes in the second line, 3 comes in the third line. Okay. So those are the different escape sequences. You have this chart on MSDN escape. If you type in escape sequences in C#, you'll get that as the first article. So depending on your requirement, you can use this chart and use that escape sequence. Okay, for example, if you want to output \/ itself, you can escape that with another \/ because again, \/ has a specific meaning. It is used as escape sequence character. But if there is a requirement in your application where you want to print \/ itself, then you escape that with another \/. Okay, so for example, if I want to print a valid Windows path, then probably I can make use of this one. So okay, so I want to print, I have within C drive Prigim .NET folder. Within that .NET folder, I have training folder and C# folder. If I want to print that, look at that. Though I have double \/ here, in the output I get only single \/ because C# compiler knows \/ means it's just an escape sequence character to print a \. Okay, but however, if a non-programmer, for example, looks at this code, it's not that readable. This doesn't look like a valid Windows path. It's like 4 or 5 folders here. So it's okay, but if there are, let's say, I'm 10 or 20 directories deep, then I have to duplicate all these \. So in order to overcome that, in C# we have something called verbatim literal. Okay, so what's verbatim literal? Let's look at an example and then we'll come back and look at the definition of that. Okay, now if you look at this particular string, this doesn't look right. This doesn't look as a valid Windows path. It's not very much readable. Okay, to make it more readable, what you can do is put an @ symbol in front of that string, and the moment you do that, the only change that we have done is put this @ symbol here. Now if I go ahead and run this program, let's close all the other windows. You look at this, now it outputs, \/ double \/. Now, what you understood by this, when you put an @ symbol in front of a string that's enclosed within double quotes, all the escape sequences within that string are no longer treated as escape sequences. Instead, they are treated as regular printable characters. Okay, so if you want to treat escape sequences as regular printable characters, then you can make use of verbatim literal. Okay, so when do you actually use these verbatim literals? For example, this is a very good example because if you want your program to be more readable, if you want a valid Windows path look like a valid Windows path, then make use of verbatim literals. Now if you can actually go ahead and remove that extra \/ there, and it looks much readable. So if we go ahead and run this now, look at this, the program is much readable now. Okay, so that's verbatim literal. So in this session, we have seen the string type. You basically enclose the string type in double quotes, and there are certain, special characters which have special meaning with C# compiler, like single quote, double quotes, etc. Now, if you want to treat them as regular printable characters, then we make use of escape sequences. In C#, the escape sequence character is \. Okay, so if you want to print a double quote, you would say \/ double quote. If you want to print a single quote, backslash single quote. If you want to print a backslash itself, then you escape that with another backslash. Okay, so escape sequences are basically used to print, characters that have special meaning. Also, some non-printable characters like a new line feed, carriage return, etc. And we also have seen something called verbatim literal. Now, what's verbatim literal? Verbatim literal is a string with an at symbol prefix, as in this example, you can see it in the slide, at hello. Now, verbatim literals, as we have seen in the example, they make escape sequences translate as normal printable characters to enhance readability. For example, we have seen the example of a valid vendor's path. And this is a practical example, which of course we have just seen now. You know, this string is not readable, whereas this is better readable. This looks like a valid vendor's path. That's it. Thanks for listening. And for additional resources, as always, you can check presumtech.com. And for ASP.NET C# interview questions, you can refer to these resources. Thank you and have a good day.